Hi, I'm Sunmeet, and this is my first ever podcast. And I decided to talk about the latest skincare trends in 2024, the pros and the cons of each and every trend, and what is my take on them, and if there's a natural alternative to them, because I'm into all things natural. And whenever I get anything done, I do a lot of research on it. I go through the company's profile, the ingredients, what they've used for that particular product. Is it right or not? Does it only have short term benefits? And if there are any long term damages. So I like to study it all and only then decide whether I want to do it or not. So let's discuss a few trending skincare as well as hair care procedures and products and decide whether it's right for us or not. So, the first skincare trend is skincare patches. They seem to be quite in right now, and they are like spot treatments for sun protection, wrinkle reduction, aromatherapy, under eye patches, and they are designed to deliver active ingredients, the skin actives, directly to the skin, to the area which needs help. So if you have wrinkles or under eye bags, they are limited to one part of the face, so these patches would give you benefits only in that area. Then the other trend in skincare is made to order formulas. So a lot of customized, personalized skincare is trending right now. You go to a website, you fill in the form, you put in your specific concerns, and then the company makes specific products for you. So that is really trending right now. Then there are interdermal fillers. So these are basically injectable moisturizers. So this trend is also expected to grow. Then we have something known as exosome, which use nano vesicles to deliver active ingredients deeper into the skin, and they improve skin texture, firmness, and overall radiance. Then we have lymphatic drainage. This comes under the natural space, and you use techniques like gua sha massage and facial massage with fingers and specific methods of massaging which promote lymphatic drainage and reduce puffiness and enhance the facial contours. And they also remove excess toxins and fluids from the skin. And then you have holistic facials. Again, these are with special ingredients and actives which promote a sense of well being along with skin health. And then you have sun protection. That is a big thing right now. Everybody is scared of the sun. Creams and lotions with more SPF, which protect your skin from UV radiation. So they are really in right now. And then you have these innovative cleansers with active ingredients and hybrid solutions for specific skin needs and sensitive skins. And then you have this no mushroom skincare, which these are special type of mushrooms with ingredients like Tremella fusiformis, and they are widely being used in skincare products for their ability to retain moisture and enhance skin hydration. So these are the trends which are very much in right now. Now let's take them one by one and discuss the pros and the cons and should you do it or not. So starting with skincare patches. So out of these I'm going to take the five key ones which are more prevalent, starting with skincare patches. So this is a targeted treatment and they use specific actives. It's very easy to use. You don't really need to go to a specialist. You can also do it on your own. And the only issue is the con of this treatment is that they don't necessarily have all natural ingredients. They could be one or two highlighted ingredients which are natural, but a lot of these are toxic chemical ingredients that go into it. So, one, it is very expensive, and two, with these toxic chemicals that you are putting on your skin and your skin absorbs everything. Maybe in the short term, you don't come to know about the issues. However, in the long term, they would be skincare concerns, there would be skin allergies, irritations, all those things will crop up because of the synthetic chemical ingredients that go into these patches. And the results are temporary and short term, these are not long term results. So you need to keep doing these things again and again. So they might use ingredients like hyaluronic acid and botanical extracts, but they also use some synthetic ones. I would not use them, but because of the synthetic ingredients that go in it. But of course, it's your choice whether you want to use it or not. Let's just maybe discuss the pros and the cons without giving my take on it so that you guys can decide what you want to do. Then personalized skincare. I think that's a good trend, and we at Nature we are also into personalized, customized products, and we understand that not everything is suitable for every person. Even if you have a combination skin or aging skin, even in that broad spectrum, there are products which might suit you or might not suit you. Product made for mature skin will not suit everybody who is above 50. Some people will be able to use that product, and some people may have an allergic reaction as well. So it is good to fill forms and get a customized solution prepared for you and then use that. So personalized skincare can be very natural as well. So it is a good trend, and I think it definitely needs more clientele, more usage, and more trending. Again, it can have both natural as well as synthetic ingredients, but I urge you to go to those companies, those brands who are into natural ingredients so that whatever comes personalized for you is also safe to use and will not give you any side effects. Now, moving on to intradermal fillers. This is an injectable treatment, so there could be a bit of bruising and swelling. It provides subtle enhancements without dramatically altering the facial contours, enhances skin hydration and radiance, can be used on the face, neck, and hands for multiple benefits. Minimal downtime, allowing for quick return to daily activities. And these were the pros, and the cons would be this typically lasts for 6 months to a year, so you would require annual regular maintenance. Treatments could become expensive over time as you age. They might put more expensive active ingredients which your age might require. There could be possible redness, swelling, bruising, and allergic reactions. And not all individuals will be able to tolerate it. Some people with sensitive skin, they might not be able to take this treatment. Again, it could use some natural ingredients like hyaluronic acid, but it could also have some synthetic ingredients. So do a research, read the ingredients, and then decide whether you want to go in for not. And the cost could be 10,000 to 30,000 per session. So not a cheap option, but yes, if you can afford it, you may want to give it a try. I, of course, wouldn't. Exosome treatment. It promotes skin repair and regeneration at a cellular level, enhances skin texture, firmness, overall radiance, typically involves topical application or microneedling, which are less invasive than surgical procedures. The cons would be high cost due to advanced technology and research involved, limited availability, and mostly offered in specialized dermatologist clinics. And as a new treatment, long term effects and potential risks are still being studied, so they are not known. So you could be a guinea pig for them, for that matter. And it's not really natural because exosome treatments are usually high tech and involve laboratory derived components, not fitting the traditional definitions of natural skincare. And the cost would be 20,000 to 50,000 rupees per session, depending on the provider and treatment specifics. Quite an expensive treatment, and the side effects are not really known. In skincare, finally, we go on to the focus on skin health and barrier protection. Things like chemical peels, so they remove the skin barrier through exfoliation, through chemical exfoliation. These days, people are returning to enhanced skin health, hydration and moisture, reduced irritation, barrier protection. With this trending activity, the chemical peels are getting lesser and lesser. If you focus on skin health and barrier protection, it's not an isolate activity. You will also have to incorporate a lot of changes in your diet and lifestyle and move to natural herbal treatments for which the results would not be immediate. It will take time, but they also stay on for a longer time. So slow results and a lot of routine changes would be required along with the treatment. This is often natural, definitely go from my side. And the cost is also lesser than the other treatments, 1000 to 5000 per product per formulation. Again, it depends on the brand who's giving you this kind of treatment. But definitely, I think better than the others. Now, moving on to hair care trends of 2024. The 5 trending natural hair care trends are a lot of focus on the scalp, sustainability, hair health and shine, textured hair care, and voluminous styles. So, big voluminous hair is making a comeback. So, let's now take them one by one and discuss the pros and the cons and whether they come in the natural space or not. So, scalp care, it promotes your hair growth, it reduces dandruff, overall hair health improves. And the cons could be it could lead to irritation or over exfoliation. Again, it depends on what brand, what product you're using. It could be costly, again, depends on the brand. And then it could also be time consuming because this would not be like a one time treatment or immediate result treatment. You may have to do it for a longer time to see visible results. And the approximate cost would be 500 to 3000 per product depending on the brand and the formulation. And the other trend in hair care is sustainability. So people are looking for environmentally friendly ingredients and products, healthier ingredients, consumer awareness. So, all these things are being looked at. Now, it is good in the sense that it is good for the environment, good for you, more natural. The cons would be that it is not quickly effective, so it will take a lot of time for natural products to show their results. And it definitely is in the natural space. The cost is also less, but it takes a little more time, patience, perseverance. Then moving on to the third hair care trend, which is hair health and shine. People like to use a lot of products for improved appearance, stronger hair, long term benefits. And the cons of this would be high cost products, a lot of commitment, consistent use, dedication to a routine, and potential for build up. So, a lot of these products which give instant shine to the hair would have some chemicals which start building up on the hair. So when then you use hair tonics and serums and other products, they will not get absorbed by the hair because it has a silicone or some chemical which is built up on the hair and suffocates the hair. So you may want to think of that aspect before using such products which promise instant hair health and shine. Then textured hair care. This is for different types of hair if you go for personalized, customized treatment. And it celebrates diverse hair types. It provides a lot of products specifically for unique needs of curly, coily, and wavy hair, like clarifying shampoos and stuff. And then improved hair health, proper care for textured hair can lead to healthier and more defined curls. And the cons would be it's expensive, there is a learning curve, and high quality textured hair products may not be widely available as well. Natural aspect some products are natural, Some ingredients are natural and some would not be natural. Then the last hair care trend that we're discussing today is voluminous styles. These are the appearance that people want these days. People are into a lot of volume because the products they've been using and the lack of a natural hair care regime, like we used to do a lot of oiling, braiding, all of that, but it doesn't happen anymore. These days we're more into salon treatments and blow dries and straightening of the hair, keratin treatments, protein treatments, smoothing. So all of that, it really damages the hair, reduces the volume in the long term. And then we go for voluminizing treatments and voluminizing styles. So they definitely give the hair a fuller look. They're very versatile. They boost your confidence, but then frequent use of styling tools for voluminizing can also damage hair. And voluminous styles require more maintenance and regular styling. And high quality voluminizing products and tools can also be expensive. So be mindful of all that before going in for this. Now moving on to natural methods and natural diet and lifestyle. So if you were to get into more natural way of living and you decide to not go in for salon treatments or chemical laden products, what can you do in your natural day-to-day life to ensure that your skin and hair is healthy and good? So it all boils down to balanced nutrition, avoiding harmful foods like sugar, processed foods, dairy products, high glycemic index foods, meats, dairy, gluten. So if you can avoid all this, then it will be so much better. And in terms of balanced nutrition, you go in for fruits and vegetables, healthy proteins, healthy fats, whole grains and millets, and a lot of hydration. In terms of lifestyle, it is regular exercise, adequate sleep, stress management with activities like meditation and yoga, sun protection. That is important, but try to go in for a natural sunscreen with aloe vera as base, and then avoid smoking, limit your alcohol. Go in for natural herbal packs, toners, serums, massage oils. So, like a herbal pack would be something like turmeric and yogurt. Use aloe vera on the face. In toners, natural toner would be rose water, green tea toner, lavender water, aloe vera water. In serums, it would be vitamin C serum and hyaluronic acid serum or an oil based serum, an oil blend for the bedtime. So, any of those can be used. In terms of massage oils, use base oils like coconut, jojoba, rosehip, argan, any of these, hemp seed oil and sea buckthorn oil, apricot oil. So you can make a blend or you can choose any one basis what suits you, what you have been using, or you could try something new. Just do a little research on it if you think it goes with your skin type, and always use products as per your skin type. Do a tissue test, figure out what your skin type is, and then decide what is it that you want to use. For hair, you can go in for herbal packs like henna and amla, fenugreek and yogurt, hibiscus and aloe vera gel. You could go for toners and rinses like apple cider vinegar rinse, green tea rinse, black tea rinse if you have darker hair. In terms of serums, you could use argan oil serum, aloe vera and rosemary serum. And then in terms of massage oils, you can make a herbal hair oil with the base of coconut, castor, bhringraj, sesame or mustard. And then you can infuse a lot of hair herbs in it like amla, shikakai, brahmi, bhringraj, methi dana, tulsi. So all of these herbs can be infused in the hair oil and then kept for some time in the sun, and then the herbs can be discarded and then the oil can be used. So I make this hair oil for myself. I make a new one in every season. Currently I've made something with coconut, rosemary and curry leaves, and it's green looking and it's very nice. And I apply it twice a week and my hair is just sorted. It's fine. The cost of these natural treatments, natural products is not much. They would start with 100 rupees, go maximum, even if you buy it from a very expensive brand, it should not be more than 2000. So definitely lesser than the chemical treatments we discussed. And they maintain beautiful skin and hair in a very holistic and sustainable way, and your skin and hair looks good for a long time. It's not a short term thing. I urge you all to go natural. I urge you all to spend some time on your skin and hair on a daily, regular basis. Use these natural treatments, correct your diet and lifestyle, and it is good for you, it is good for the environment, it is good for the planet. So, with that, it's the end of this podcast today. I will keep coming up with such topics and insights every week and share with you all. I hope that helped someone today, and have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the next one.